When I first heard about the fires here in East Palestine, I was very intrigued. And so I just watched the news reports. And every night I would watch and see what they had to say about East Palestine. And then I heard that they had lifted the evacuation order within just days. I think it was 5 days. And then 2 weeks later, they had a town hall meeting and told all the people that everything was safe. And as a toxicologist, I knew that couldn't be true because I knew that they couldn't have done testing in 2 weeks. You can't do the work that fast. It takes weeks upon weeks or months to get those results back. I said, I can't believe that. I'm going to look into this.
I went on Norfolk Southern's website, and I found their rail car manifest for this train that derailed here in East Palestine. And I've listed here 9 different data elements that were in their manifest. This is their information, not mine. And so I said, that's where I'll start. You can see here are all the cars that they identified in their manifest. The color codes tell you what the different colors mean. There are 52 total cars in the manifest. As I understand it, the train itself had about 146 cars in it. So roughly a third of the cars derailed. Norfolk Southern listed 17 cars as burned and 15 additional cars as impinged. And then as I looked at the media that I downloaded about this incident, I found one train picture, derailed train picture, that showed 25 cars burned on the 2 sides of the track. And then I found 2 other photographs that showed 24 and 4 for a total of 28 cars burned. So I thought that's a good place to start with those numbers. I went rail car by rail car, and I took the left half of this chart. This part over here is all Norfolk Southern data. I didn't change anything. I took it right off of their manifest to put it in this table. The side over here, these 3 columns, the scientific information about the acute chronic health and the air, water, and soil effects was my research. And I filled in their data, and then I researched my own data and populated this table. You'll notice here that I've highlighted that 3 of the chemicals and products on this portion of my analysis cause cancer. Now, some of these images are here just to remind you how the media reported this. But when I saw these, I said, this is amazing. I'd never seen something like this that was this intense. And it continued for a week in your town. And the point I want to emphasize with this particular slide is that black cloud is full of chemicals, very hazardous chemicals, all going up in the air. And so when you people felt headaches and coughing spells and illnesses, it was from breathing this stuff. When you add that all up, that accounts for almost 10.4 million pounds of material that went up in that plume. That's a lot of hazardous material. And that's part of the reason I call this the worst I've seen. But now I'm going to show you why, the real reason that I concluded this was the worst. If you look at polypropylene and polyethylene, remember on the first chart that they were listed as inert pellets. But when they burn, they come out as all of these toxic chemicals, a whole category. And now look at how many of them cause cancer. You've all heard about vinyl chloride now, if you hadn't heard of it before. And the vinyl chloride, as itself, was one of those 8 chemicals that's a carcinogen, causes cancer. And hydrochloric acid, which is the first item listed with vinyl chloride that was released, is highly corrosive as an acid. Think what that's going to do now when you breathe it into your respiratory system. When they go through incomplete combustion, these are highly hazardous chemicals that are released. So one presentation here indicated that it encompassed 16 different states. For my analysis of the previous one, it was 8 states and Canada. This one says, you can see it's up into southern Canada on this one, but 16 different states. There are people working behind the scenes as these angels that you don't know. Just pray to God. He will inspire the angels to find the answers that would help you the most. So I think that wraps up my presentation. Thank you very much, and it's an honor to be here with you.